Welcome to Empower Talks. If you ever dreamed of transforming spaces into stunning works of art, this episode is for you. We are exploring the limitless career opportunities in interior designing with Miss Lopamudra from Inspiria Knowledge Campus. She is here to guide us on how passion and skill can turn into a rewarding career in this ever evolving field. Let's get started. We are going to talk about the career in interior designing. And my first question to you, before I ask the first question, let me just welcome you. Welcome to the podcast, Miss Lopamudra, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so let me just ask you the first question that can you just describe to our audience in a very simple words that what is interior designing?
So before I talk about what interior designing is,
Yeah.
I would first want to tell you that
Yeah.
designing is. Everything that we use is design. The products that we use, just for example, the clothes that you wear, it has a function to it, right? We are protecting ourselves. We
Yeah.
are keeping our body warm. Similarly, coming to footwear,
Yeah.
everything that we use, even the gadgets that we use, it has a function to make our life easy and efficient. And now coming to from micro things like clothes and whatever you use to macro things like the space that you use.
Yeah.
So interior designing is about the space that you use, how functional it is, how efficient it is for you to function in that space
Yes.
and make you more productive.
Okay, so if I say that, is it your purpose of life? Would be that right question, right answer?
I really believe that because the way life has turned out to be in past 5 to 10 years from the time where I started into this profession,
Okay.
my lifestyle has changed. I have understood the use of spaces, the use of smallest things that I have with me.
Okay.
Starting from a pen to the pen cap that we have, and even how the way I eat and use the wrapper to throw it in the dustbin, it has to go to a certain place, right? I just cannot put it here and there. So it has evolved me as a human.
Okay. So let me just ask you a very important thing, a very important question, that how to start a career in interior designing?
To start a career in interior designing, the biggest thing that you need to have is creativity.
Okay.
The creativity is the enthusiasm to create new things. And how do you do that? When you understand it. Understand things.
Yeah. So can you just throw light on educational qualification?
Educational qualification, you can have a bachelor's in science or arts or commerce. It doesn't matter. The only thing that will matter if you have, there are some specializations that you can opt.
Okay.
If you have a bachelor's in science, like you can get into technical aspects of design,
Okay.
the constructional aspect, the scientific aspects. And if you have bachelor in arts, you can get into aesthetical aspects and decorative aspects of design.
Okay. Okay. And what about the career and scope?
Career, as industrialization started, interior design became popularized. And as we are growing as cities and as urban places, the population increasing, the spaces are decreasing, the size of the space is decreasing, and which brings light to designing spaces, small spaces efficiently, and which is art. You have to understand the science and art of that space to design minimally. So if you see, the design has also evolved. The kind of things that we were using previously and the kind of things we have using now is very minimal. Space saving furnitures, for example. So this has come into huge demand. Interior designing has come into huge demand because of the growing in population and urbanization.
Okay, nice. And what key skills or qualities should someone have to develop to excel in interior designing?
Visualization.
Okay.
That is the first and foremost thing. Keen to detailing.
Okay.
You have to see things in details. Even the dot that is there on a page That is the full stop. It means something, right? After you finish a sentence.
Yeah.
So the key to designing is having passion for it, having the eyes for it, and also detailing.
Okay. So yesterday we had just a session and you spoke about Sunita Kohli work. Can you just throw a light on Sunita Kohli's work?
Sunita Kohli is a very, very renowned and respectful architect, restorer, furniture designer, and most of all, her work is based on research.
Okay.
So she understands the building first. As a renovator and restorer, you have to understand the history or the vision that the original designer or architect had for the space. Understand the culture, the heritage of the space.
True.
And as a designer, I feel that she's very rooted, and she's also a contemporary designer, but also very rooted with our culture and traditions.
Okay, and you also gave the example of Parliament House of Bhutan.
Right.
And she designed, I think, the Parliament of Bhutan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
So she has designed a lot of public spaces. Parliament, New Delhi Parliament, Bhutan Parliament, that is in Thimphu.
Okay.
So understanding different cultures again is a huge task. Understanding the things, the colors that they use, the elements that they use, what it means, the symbols, what it means. Because when you're designing a public space for the stage people, it's important that you understand that it inclines with the vision that they want to bring, the change that they want to bring with the responsibility that they have. So
okay. So for someone just starting, let's say if someone is there in 11th standard or 12th standard and they wanted to be a part of interior designing, so what are the first practical steps to take to build a portfolio and gain clients?
So someone who's starting interior designing as a career.
Yeah, if they're thinking to build a career.
Yes.
And they wanted to do some freelancing.
Okay.
So what advice would you like to give it to them?
Internships. Start with internships. Instead of just starting with taking up projects, start with looking for mentors.
But before that, they have to complete the course and all, right? They have to study.
Even after you complete the course, during the course, if you can find yourself a mentor who is actually working in the industry, in the practical fields, you work with them. You just be present with them.
Yeah.
Observe them, what they're doing, how they're handling the clients, how they're communicating, how they're bonding with them, understanding their psychology, their lifestyle, the color choices, the kind of clothing they wear. There's a lot of things before you start directly getting into practical. And then when you get that understanding, get that grasp, you can start taking projects.
Okay.
When you start networking, the clients will come to you. You don't have to go to the clients.
Okay, but it takes time.
It takes time. It's a slow process, but yes.
So what are the key things you would like to tell it to them that you have to keep in mind if you want to build a strong portfolio, gain good clients?
Work with 3D visualizing softwares.
Okay.
So it helps the clients because they do not have that skill to visualize. So when you start putting their visions along with your ideas, your knowledge in practical field, the functionality, they get to understand better, and they feel that they're connected.
True. So yesterday we also spoke about Gauri Khan, and this question brings me to ask about Gauri Khan.
Yes.
But let me just give you the question first. How important is personal branding in the interior design industry? And what tips do you have for building a strong professional identity? And this is regards to freelancing. Gauri Khan is a good example. She has a company, but still I'm saying freelancing.
The most important thing about branding is being truthful. You cannot just say things to get the client, attract the client, and not align with your words. Just say how much ever you can deliver.
Okay.
Don't overcommit. Don't undercommit.
Okay.
So when you're branding yourself, there will be a lot of word of mouth. People will talk about you, right? So being honest with your work, and that's how just focus on the quality of the delivery.
Yeah.
That's how you build brand.
Yeah. And yesterday you also spoke about she designed the house of Karan Johar.
Yes, sir.
Can you just throw light on this as well?
So Gauri Khan is again a Bollywood celebrity designer, I would say. And she works with high-profile clients, celebrated Katrina Kaif, let's say, Jacqueline Fernandez. She has designed spaces for them.
Okay.
Karan Johar recently she designed Karan Johar's residence, and as Karan Johar is
full of color,
full of colors, and full of life, and very fun-loving person. Lot of drama, like her movies. So I would say that his residence is like that. Lot of checkered patterns, lot of animal prints, colors, beige, and there's a lot of greenery also. She has tried to bring the outdoors in the indoors.
Okay.
So even when you're inside this space, you won't feel like you're inside a box. But it is connecting to the outdoor environment.
So it should reflect your personality.
It did. She did a great job with that.
Okay. So any other thing any tips you would like to share with our young audience if they want to pursue an interior designing course? Anything would you like to share from your experience?
If anyone wants to pursue interior designing course, what would I suggest them? Don't be afraid to use colors.
Okay.
Because when I got into interior designing, I was really scared initially because I was never confident about it. I am a very black and white or brown and beige person. Playing with colors is something, and I thought that I won't do very well. Yeah. But then you should never be scared of experimenting with things. So if you want to get into interior designing, sketch, visualize, create more art, anything, just create.
Yeah. And just out of curiosity, can you just share your experience in designing few things here in Inspiria? I have seen your designing chairs and a few other things which you have created from the waste. Can you just give some thing on that particular? Can you just discuss that particular experience?
Well, I won't say I am completely responsible for the design. The students are. I just take up the students' ideas and work on it.
Okay.
So
some of the products you can, if you can.
It is a collaborative work. Okay. So let's say the chair that we created, which was a bar stool. The structure was ready, and even the color. But I thought that the structure has drama. We need to highlight those drama. The thing that is different about the chair, which is unusual, needs to be highlighted.
Okay. It's a very unique design, I would say.
With colors.
I have not seen this kind of chair.
Yes, so the whole credit goes to the students and the mentors who mentored them.
Okay.
To design that. And
so overall experience, how was the experience working with student? Any learning did you got from this work?
Yes, it is always a teaching and learning for me. It's always a give and take. So I think that you learn even from a 2-year-old you can learn things. So with students it has been a very very fun experience because I believe that it's important that you enjoy what you do. And with the cause, when you're given a cause that is working with trash materials, how we have started just throwing things out and not caring about how it affects to the environment, and it stays there. For example, plastics.
True.
It stays in the environment for 1,000 years.
True.
So if you can create something out of it and make it beautiful instead of just lying it around.
So on this note, I would like to end the podcast. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you, sir. It was great.
Okay, so on this note, I would like to end the podcast. In the next podcast, we'll meet some other guest. Please take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.